Okay, Anderson, let's talk about more personal questions.
Sure.
You're very young, 31, right? But you're already the director of one of the biggest multinational company in Indonesia, RGE's group. So what are the challenges for a young leader to be the leader from a very huge company?
So it really wasn't a walk in the park. You know, it's been a 7 years journey. I've been back to the family business since 2013. 7 years does not feel like 7 years. It feels like 7 months because every day I'm in this company, I'm still learning something new. That's the beauty of being young. It's okay to ask questions.
Yeah.
It's okay not to know. I think a lot of people, they use their age and their experience, it becomes a burden. It becomes a burden because they don't want to ask questions, because it's embarrassing, because they should know everything. But as a young leader, it gives me the opportunity to actually interact with people on the ground, at the middle management, and at the senior level. And that gives me ability to actually understand what's happening and then make good decisions up top. So I've always still used the same policy, is really to roll up my sleeves, be here in Kerinci. I spend over 2 or 3 weeks of a month in Kerinci.
Yeah.
And really try to make the decision makers as close as possible to the action.
Okay. How do you communicate with maybe the person that is, a lot older than you, but you are basically their leader? How do you communicate with them?
Well, first and foremost, as a leader, you must have credibility. And credibility is not given, it's earned. Yeah. So if you want to have credibility, you must lead by example. And you must be able to really roll up your sleeves and get the job done. So that's one. Second, age, especially in the Asian culture, there's still respect. So I always say professional respect and elder respect. Right? As you always have to give respect to someone who's older, because that is respect as an Asian culture.
Yeah.
But you also should respect each other as professionals. And this too, we need to be able to split the two concepts. Right? But last but not least, ultimately, I always believe, as a leader, it's not about age, it's not about where you're from, it's all about having the same common shared vision. I believe, as a manager and as a leader, we must align the direction of the company, and we must align the team's direction. In that way, everyone can walk the same path. Though there'll be challenges along the way, but every year we make progress.
Okay, what is if you only can choose one best quality from a young leader, what is like the one most have quality that young leader should have to be a good leader?
So we always say, as a young leader or as a young individual, you have aptitude or attitude. Ability or the attitude.
Yeah.
I take an attitude over the ability.
Okay.
Because as someone young, you can learn. You have many, many years to learn how to do something. But if you have the wrong attitude, if you have the wrong approach, you're not going to get anywhere in life. So I will take attitude over capability anytime as a young leader.
Okay, attitude first, right? Okay, so who is your inspiration? Who is your role model? If we talk about leadership.
When you ask this question, it's challenging for me to answer because I don't have one single role model. I see a lot of incredible qualities from different people. Because in the end, nobody is perfect. That's the reality, right? So one of the role models for sustainability, I think this is quite interesting, and people will be surprised when I say this, is Elon Musk.
Okay,
because
really? But he's very controversial though.
He's controversial, but he attacks the focus on sustainability using a business urgency.
Okay.
That's interesting. If Tesla was not a company that's able to mass produce electric cars and make it cool, who would use electric cars?
Yeah.
Right? So I like the approach that Elon Musk takes with the tenacity that they approach sustainability on, which is using a business lens. Of course, another inspiration I have, personally myself, is my father.
All right.
My father this year is 71 years old. He's been in business since he was 18 years old. He never graduated from high school. My father started actually working in a pom bensin, in a petrol station when he was 15 years old. He had to drop out of high school. Because back then, it was not about whether going to school or doing business. It was filling up their stomachs because they didn't have the money. 60 years later, till this day, he still has the drive. Every morning he wakes up earlier than me.
Really?
He works longer than me.
Okay.
And someone at 31, sometimes I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed because I feel that someone at his age has more drive, works harder than me. Only someone at my age 31, I think I have a lot more to catch up on. So he really is my inspiration, especially for work ethic. His work ethic is second to none.
Okay, what is the most important lesson, or maybe a say or a quotation from your dad that you are still connected until right now, or you are, always embrace it until, right now?
He always tell me, as someone who's young, actually it's valid for everyone. Sometimes if we're pushed into the position of decision making or leadership, it's very important to always realize that you do not know what you do not know.
You do not know what you don't know.
Yeah. What it means is that sometimes leaders are blindsided. When you're pushed into a position of very senior position at a young age, you do not know the things that you do not know. Hence, sometimes when people make decisions, they actually make the wrong decisions. So he always advised me, always be open-minded. Always ask questions and always make sure that you keep yourself in check. Because the day that you think that you're too smart or too good or you know everything in the world is the day of your decline. Okay,
but how do you differentiate the stupid questions, right? And then the smart one?
There's no stupid question. The only stupid question is a question that you didn't ask.
Okay.
There's no stupid question. Actually, sometimes the simplest questions are the best questions. So I don't believe there's just a stupid question. It's a culture. In the company, if you build a culture, an inquisitive culture, a culture that allows people to ask questions. One of the things that we do in April is every month we have something called Lean, the Lean Week. So Kaizen Week, where everybody actually drops their seniority hierarchy and everyone goes onto the ground and focuses on a problem. It doesn't matter whether you're the director of the company or you're the foreman of the guy controlling the machine. Actually, a lot of problems can be solved with the people on the ground because they know, they're the one working hard. They are the ones who know where the problems are. So I always feel there's no stupid question. We must allow open conversations, top down and bottom up.
So Anderson Tanoto, thank you so much for your time with Economics CNBC Indonesia.
Thank you for coming to Kerinci.
Thank you so much. Ya, itu tadi interview saya bersama dengan Anderson Tanoto, Direktur dari RGE Group, CNBC Indonesia, Beyond Business.